the Lakers just continue to look impressive. Let's call it what it is. Outside of the Celtics and the Cavs and the Thunder, the Lakers are right in that mix of teams that have a chance to win. LeBron James, he's been absolutely re-energized, drinking vampire's blood. I don't know what the heck he's doing, but this guy just, every time Father of Time rolls up, he elbows him in the face and just has another 30, 10, and 8 game. Last night, LBJ, 33 points, 17 rebounds, 6 assists. Last 8 games for LBJ. The King averaging 28.5 points per game on 56% shooting, 47% from beyond the arc, 9.3 boards, and 6.9 assists. But it was LeBron's comments after the game that sparked some conversation today, and that was his comments about Anthony Edwards not wanting to embrace being the future face of the league. Here, give a listen.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but like, I don't know. Why do you want to be the face of a league when all the people that that cover our game and talk about our game on a day-to-day basis on everybody? I mean, that responsibility, it's just weird. It's weird energy from the people that, I don't know. But Channing, he said it. He said it perfectly. Couldn't have said it no better. But Ant said he don't want it. Obviously, I didn't ask for it. But I knew there was a responsibility for me, not only to my family, my friends, my community, and whoever that was going to follow my journey throughout my career. Not only in Ohio when I started there, but all over America and all over the world when I traveled all over the world. So I've always taken that seriously and understood from the beginning what being a professional was all about and being a role model was all about. So try to hold that with the utmost respect and honor. And but I feel I understand. I completely understand. This is weird energy when it comes to that.
So some very candid remarks there by LeBron James. And it almost felt like if I was the media in there, I'd be like, bro, you talking to me? Like, I'd be like deleting tweets and deleting columns. What was he saying? Because look, I mean, you got to give LeBron James a lot of credit. I mean, he didn't just realize the hype, he surpassed the hype, but more so, he has embraced being the face of the league. And the truth is that becoming the face of the league happens organically. And it starts with being the best player of your generation. From Magic to Jordan to LeBron. Those are faces of the league, and it's tough to become a new face of a league while the current face is currently playing. And as far as I'm concerned, the Anthony Edwards, the Victor Wembanyama, the Luka Doncic being the face of the league, that's all after LeBron James hangs them up. Because yes, LeBron James might not win MVP again in his career, but he's playing at a first or second team All-NBA level at age 40. And the truth of the matter is even when it comes out that it's going to be his final season, he's going to be hanging him up, there's going to be renewed interest in LeBron because you're going to be giving him his flowers every game, just like we gave Kobe in his last season. And he's still going to be that face of the league. Now, as far as is it important to have a face of the league? Is the media kind of too hard on NBA players? I think the media kind of has gone to the point where, yeah, you're kind of, it's less about player analysis. It's less about kind of presenting the facts about how effective and great players are and just kind of looking for additional storylines that play up on social media. I mean, topics on this show and things like that. But I do think that LeBron makes a really good point in that the weight of being the face of the league is a lot. And LeBron, there was a point where he was a little more sensitive than he is now. Now he can take anything. But when he was on his way up, someone who didn't go to college, someone that was in Cleveland, and he goes to Miami, that everyone says that, oh, he put together this super team and that he had the chosen one tattooed on him and he kind of asked for all this. Look, LeBron just wanted to go out there and be the best player that he could. Got to give him credit. Now, Colin Cowherd said yesterday there's only been 3 faces of the league, and it goes from Magic to Jordan and LeBron. I think I kind of agree with that. I mean, Kobe was never really the face of the league. Kobe was a great player that had a lot of mystique, but after everything that happened with his legal issues, you didn't see him on a ton of commercials because Kobe did not want to get back in commercials. He had a lot of vindictive kind of narratives that he was trying to follow up with. So I think that's fine. As far as the future face of the league, could Wemby be the face of the league? Maybe. He's in San Antonio. He's a big man. What do all the faces of the league have in common? They're not big men. They're guards, they're point guards, they're guys that have the ball in their hands, that are shooting jumpers kind of to win games. Wemby, I think, can be the best player in the league. Is he the face of the league that you sell your whole product behind? No. Zion, not going to happen. Unfortunately, just not going to happen. The career derailed by injuries to an extent, keeping his body in shape. Kind of, I have this whole do you love basketball thing with Zion. Shea, OKC, same situation. Dude from Canada, don't see it. Jason Tatum doesn't have the quote aura, as Noel would say. So as far as the future face of the league, I don't think we know who it is yet. I think it's going to happen naturally. I don't even know if he's in the league right now. I really don't. But I think that it could be a collection of stars after Jordan retired, it was really Shaq and the Lakers. But then you had Iverson, you had Vince Carter, you had Tracy McGrady. It was a collection of stars. And then it looked like it was going to be Kobe, and then it became LeBron for a long time. So I actually don't think the face of the league is here right now.
That's a really good point. Just on the topic, since it was LeBron reacting to Anthony Edwards' comments, I will say as a big Anthony Edwards fan, I was a little disappointed during that interview. I know that his coach came out and said that just because he wasn't claiming it in that moment, that doesn't mean that if the time comes, he won't rightfully accept it. But I think Ant has kind of painted himself as a guy that really isn't scared of any challenge, isn't scared of any matchup, isn't scared of any narrative. He just wants to hoop. And he said he's trying to learn how to be more of a leader this season, so he doesn't want all the spotlight on him. But I was a little disappointed that he shot it down so quickly. I think him and John Morant, they have the personality and they kind of have the aura, in your words, Doug, that can actually take the throne in that sense. Maybe not the market, maybe not the numbers or accomplishments just yet, but they have the attitude behind them that a younger audience is going to tune in, and that an older audience is kind of going to look at them like, who are these kids coming in thinking they can just take it? They kind of withdraw those words. So I was a little disappointed that he didn't.
I mean, I think really if I had to pick one person who has the best chance, I think it is Luka Doncic. Yeah. And the simple fact that he's turning 26, he plays for the Lakers, and I think if everything works out for Luka from a numbers, 5 All-NBA teams. He's got the hardware to back it up. To be the face of the league, I think your ceiling has to be, can you go down as a top 10 player in the NBA? In NBA history, can you go down one of those guys? I think Anthony Edwards, he to me falls in the category of a Allen Iverson, like a Russell Westbrook, a player that has a cult following because they are who they are and they're unapologetic. I love Ant, bro. He drops F-bombs, says whatever the heck he wants, wears the fitted hats with the tank tops. I'm all in on Anthony Edwards, but the face of the league is I'm buttoned up. People forget LeBron James with the Cavs and the Heat, he was buttoned up. You know, LeBron now in the shop talking crazy stuff. He was very, very buttoned up. Michael Jordan, Mr. Corporate, big time Steve Harvey suits, Magic Johnson with his smile. To be the face of the league, you almost kind of, I don't want to say have to hide your personality, but you have to kind of play both sides. But J-Rob, I know you got some thoughts on this.
So I got one thing I'll say. I can't see the NBA pushing a non-American. And I know that's going to ruffle some feathers. I think the future face of the NBA are coming in this next draft. I think the NBA is going to put a lot of stock behind Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper to be the next face of the NBA, especially Cooper Flagg. I think he has that potential to be that next one. Ultimately, when it comes to this face of the league thing, though, Doug, I feel like it's not appealing anymore to try to be the face of the league. Ultimately, we live in a world of NBA media right now where I think we push more agendas and conspiracy than we are doing analysis. And the reality is, even today, Brian Windhorst pretty much told LeBron's feelings about being the face of the league, saying he didn't want it. He shot it down and said, of course he wanted it. He wore number 23 and signed a $90 million contract with Nike. Well, just because you idolized Michael Jordan growing up and wanted to wear his number, that doesn't make you wanted to be him. You probably want to be your own LeBron James. The other issue I have with it is, Doug, LeBron James, when he was 9 years old, he was living at his football coach's house while his mom was on welfare. He grew up in legitimate poverty in a single parent household. Any 18-year-old is signing a $90 million contract and not thinking twice about it. Like, people forget, LeBron's mom took a loan out for him to get a car, banking on him to be an NBA player. So I feel like it's not appealing anymore. And we talk about it, Anthony Edwards. Why are we comparing him to Jordan in his third year in the NBA? Because he wears a band? Because he's braggadocious, because he's confident? It kind of doesn't make sense.
Hey, you squint your eyes a little bit. You're like, it kind of looks like him, plays like him. He plays in the air. Yeah, you know what I mean? I mean, I see it. I get what you're saying for sure. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying.
I don't think it's fair. You know what I'm saying? Because this is my other part. Doug, you compare him to Michael Jordan now. If he collapses in a Western Conference Finals or a Finals, you're going to hear, well, Jordan would never do that and this and that. And it's like, why are you comparing him to Jordan for his failures? But you guys are the ones who compared him to him. And I think these unfair expectations and the way the media is covering certain players, I just think it's unappealing. I really feel like some players look at that face of the NBA thing, and I don't think they look towards it as something like they want. Like, they're okay. Like the LaMelo Balls, he has that iconic cult-like following, but I don't think he would want to be the face of the NBA just because of how people
and that's actually why I think that the idea of being the face of the NBA is different in 2025, because like you said, players control their own brands now more than they ever have. You can have a lot of niche following. You can have LaMelo Ball has his cult. The Cooper Flagson have his cult. I mean, everyone has their group of fans. But I do think that at the end of the day, if you want to be the face of the league, you got to play on the biggest stage and win championships. So it's, hey, who's the player that has a lot of charisma, that's winning MVPs, that's winning championships? I think that Luka, don't underestimate the power of the Los Angeles Lakers brand. I mean, you look at the team that they could put around Luka and the success, he could be the face. But to me, it's just like, I don't even look. You know it when you see it. You know it when you see it, and it'll feel right when it comes around. And I think if I'm a player out there, I do disagree with LeBron that I wouldn't want it, because I think I would want it, because if it was labeled on me, it means I'm a great player, winning MVPs and championships. No one's going to say, oh, this guy's the face of the league. That's the 8th seed getting bounced in the first round, right? No one called T-Mac the face of the league, right? You only start to have the conversation when you start winning. And look, there's a lot of personality. I mean, look, good looking dudes, big dudes. I mean, Magic smile, Jordan's mystique, LeBron, right? He had the smoke. I mean, so we'll see. But
scares me though, man. I'm scared.
Yeah, no, it's tough. This generation, you got to protect yourself. But that's why, like Anthony Edwards, he literally gives zero. You know what?
I mean, he told the president to stand down. I'm the truth. You know what I'm saying?
It was crazy.
When LeBron, that was crazy.
By the way, just a quick update. Anthony Edwards has been suspended for the Timberwolves' next game against the Jazz. Got his 16th technical of the season last night against the Lakers. You even had the Crypto.com crowd booing out there. I mean, look, you look at the play again. He was shoving him. He did slip. I mean, I just want to see him and Vando go out a little more, and it was fun to see. I mean, you wonder why people get upset about the NBA's product. Look, if that's the only game of the year you're going to see, that's the only game of the year you're going to see, that is a disappointment. And have you heard the Ewing theory?
That the Knicks.
No, not that one. That's a good theory too. No, that's a conspiracy theory. That's a conspiracy theory. The Ewing theory is that when a player loses their best player, somehow that team starts playing better, because everyone around them thinks, okay, he's gone, I'm gonna get mine now, right? You know what I mean? Like, if I'm an LA Fitness dude, I want to get picked up by like the worst team and just get my 20 shots up, go 3 for 26. You know what I'm saying? And that was kind of the case last night. Edwards went out. The Timberwolves kind of made a run a little bit, but still, I think this is kind of a frustrating year for Minnesota. They're still kind of right there in the 8th seed. He's kind of putting up his numbers, but Noah, I'm just curious to ask you, I mean, what do you make of the post-Cat version of Anthony Edwards?
I mean, definitely a very interesting player now. Like you said, on multiple occasions, he's fought back at the critics saying that he's shooting too many threes now. I think not having Cat, he doesn't have that exact number 2 guy that he could go to. Julius Randle was supposed to be someone like a Naz Reid that could help him actually put the ball on the floor. and not just be like a really tall shooting guard, which a lot of people saw Cat as. But I mean, you see what Cat's doing over in New York. Dude's having the best season of his career. He has that team looking like one of the contenders out there. So
After all that,
We're not a contender, Noel. We can't beat good teams.
I mean, that's a question. That's a question for the video. But
I thought you played for Connecticut in Tennessee State. You played for the Knicks too?
I mean, I'm always going to be a Knicks fan. I'm a LeBron fan, and I'm a Knicks fan.
And he's a Thunder fan.
I am a Thunder fan. But on top of Anthony Edwards, I think he still has a lot of growing pains to grow through. He's still super young, 23 years old. He's still figuring out how to be that guy and how to maximize the rest of
I think this could be good for him. I'm not comparing Karl Anthony Towns to Shaquille O'Neal, but when Shaq left, Kobe added more weight, was like, hey, if we're going to even be in games, I got to drop a 40, 50 piece.
Yeah.
I got to learn how to facilitate. I think that this next couple of years are crucial for Anthony Edwards' growth, where if he learns to play without Cat, without less talent, when he does, hopefully for his sake, get some more talent, he'll be better because of it. So I'm hoping that's the case. I just, Anthony Edwards, you guys know, I think I said something crazy last year about Anthony Edwards, and I kind of changed my tune, but it's because if I hear someone in the same sense of MJ, I kind of freak out.